You might know the story. An aging Chinese emperor with no children has to choose his successor. So, he gave thousands of children a seed, which they had to plant and return with a year later. And he would choose his successor based on the results. Now, throughout the year, children all across the land would get together and compare how much their plants were growing. Except Ling. Ling tended to and watered his seed every single day, but nothing grew. And as the day approached, Ling's mother told him that, well, he took part in the competition, so regardless of whether he had anything to show or not, he should return to the emperor with his efforts. And when the day eventually arrived, the emperor inspected the wonderful array of plants and shrubs. He then instructed Ling to join him on stage. He then addressed all the children and informed them all that the seeds they were given had all been boiled until they were no longer viable and would not grow. And yet, there was only one empty pot among thousands. Ling was the only kid that was true to himself. When most kids these days step through the school doors first thing in the morning, they instantly try to become somebody else. They put on a mask, a brave face. And in fact, we all did it. There's so much pressure on young people to be somebody else these days, to be a perfect version of whatever we as a society view a perfect version is that week. In a world of increasing pressure, we as adults have a huge part to play in the mental health of those young people. We need to help them realize that being an individual is actually a good thing. And instead of worrying about being some imaginary perfect version, the only thing any of us should realistically be aiming for is to be the best version of ourselves. Imagine our youngsters had the courage and bravery of Ling, the desire to do that right thing even when it's the hardest thing to do. So let's start by talking to kids about mental health. Let's ask them who they are and what they value. Let's bring children's mental health into the conversation. If we do, we'll have a lot more young people with the courage and bravery and resilience of Ling. So start that conversation, plant that seed, and watch it grow.